Welcome to our channel, loveshestyle. If you love to learn wisdom, please just subscribe us. Today we are going to learn the Sumerians.
Do you know what defines a civilization? In the simple words, a civilization exists when a lot of people live near one another and depend on each other for existence. People typically become really good at crafts or skills, so they began to trade their experience for expertise for that of someone. Civilization also includes laws governing and written language. We begin to see all of this signs of this and more after the flood in groups people call Sumerians.
The Sumerians emerged in the Fertile Crescent about 2300 BC. The Fertile Crescent was named for its rich, large farmland that on a map looks like the shape of a crescent roll. This land is located between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers in Iraq. In fact, the Greeks called this area Mesopotamia, which means land between the rivers. Others call this spot the cradle of civilization because signs of early man exist there. These terms all refer to the same area in Iraq.
The Sumerians were quite an amazing group of people in regard to the things they accomplished. You see, after the flood, much of man's achievements and skills would have been lost. Remember Kublai Khan? He knew how to construct iron, and apparently that skill was a loss with the flood because we don't see the use of iron today. Iron again until about the 13,000 BC. However, the Sumerians shows us that again that early man proceed intelligence, but they built an astonishing society in relatively short amount of time.
For example, the cities of Sumer had laws and irrigation systems. Some homes had flushing systems for their toilets as well as hot and cold running water. They were more advanced than some places in our world today. As for art, the Sumerians crafted small but ornate terracotta statues of people with overly exaggerated eyes. They also had calendars, poetry, and libraries, and they may have invented the wheel, not bad for such as Asian people group.
The Sumerians are the best known of written language called cuneiform. In the Latin, the word cuneiform means wedge. The shape of the wedge best describes the 600 symbols of the Sumerian invented to represent sounds. They were pressed to clay tablets with the reed stylus that had a triangular point. That point allowed them to create a different wedge shape Can you imagine having to learn 600 letters of the alphabet? These early people created schools just for that purpose. They call it
Iduba
or tablet houses.
We know about the Sumerians' way of life, primarily from the great discovery by Sir C. Leonard Woolley, who found the royal tubs in the city of Ur. His discovery in the early 1900s greatly helped support the idea that man had been far more than a cave dweller in the beginning.
Part of
Leonard
Woolley's finding in Ur include a large
elaborate
cigarette that the name of tiered structure that looks like a flattened pyramid with steps. The purpose for the ziggurats was to worship idols, which the people created to help understand life. Religion was important to the Sumerians but their knowledge of one and only God was distorted. They believed that many gods were unsure of life after death. In burial chambers of wealthy, woolly found people buried under earthly treasures and some with their favorite attendants. It was believed that Sumerians needed these things and attendants for the next life.
In the summary, the Sumerians populated Mesopotamia following the Great Flood because of Sumer's location. It has been nicknamed the Fertile Crescent, but for the ingenuity of the Sumerian people, Sumer has been nicknamed the cradle of civilization. I think the ancient Sumerians would be proud to know how well they have been remembered in history.